exciting?
How exciting. Cloud9 T-side,
I was
Renegades.
asking you how exciting.
Very exciting.
There you go.
I've already said.
Out of 10.
Full
10.
9.
Oh, 9. Okay. You always got to leave a little bit of room.
Yeah, exactly, right? You've got to have something to improve upon. It can never
Indeed.
be perfect. But it's Cloud9 T-side, fast B. We've got Ustilo up on the platform, but he's been spotted trying to do damage with the USP, and he's got one, but it's a trade. Cloud9 on the B bomb site don't account for Nifty, and they actually go for the preemptive plant, but they jump off it as soon as they realize he's still here. He's taking down Stewie. Again, the trade found for Cloud9, so keeping things good, but there's still lots of CTs in position.
What?
Aggressive, and nice shot there from Tarek, going to be able to shut down JKS, leaves just Nafly alone. He's now got to clutch this one out 1v2. Kit dropped in the site as well, but he doesn't even need it. Skadoodle cleans up the round, and Cloud9 take pistol.
Yeah, I thought there was a kill through the smoke there, and I thought it was.
Yeah,
it looked like it was like a just random one tap through the smoke. But I think Automatic actually spotted him from a different angle from inside the site. Really well done from Automatic. Hat trick on the round. Just a straight up B execute there from Cloud9 right off the bat. Had a smoke on Catwalk to help kind of limit the vision that Renegades would have on some of their rotations if they did in fact rotate Cat, which a couple of them did. And so C9 will go ahead and get the 1-0 start. 3 Galillos, 1 MAC-10 out in play as Cloud9 will now focus into more of a mid-control type play. Just a little bit of a 1-4 setup. As we do see them spilling out using that Cat smoked across the back mids. It's typical mid-control stuff here, really, as far as how they're using their utility, how they're positioning themselves. Nothing special, just getting something to work with on the map.
Yeah, given good control, though, and that's off the back of these pistols. Renegades don't contest too heavily. This window smoke may be re-smoked as, yeah, it goes down. Cloud9 continuing with this mid-play. They've got the deep smoke into the connector as well, but they can always just push through that, get into jungle, try and flank up into this A-bomb site, but instead it looks like it will be towards the B side of the map, at least with the bomb, although that's being picked up and wrapped through T-spawn. So yeah, Cloud9 do want to commit through this connector. Again, they've got heavy mid control, so it's easy to do so. You can leave one player mid, catch that short rotation, or even just play post-plant if you go for the open bomb plant on the A site.
As Automatic will just hold the power position here. Being able to play towards ladder room, you can cut off rotates Cat. You can be there to watch window room as well. You have a quick rotation to help out your team inside the site. So it's just a very powerful position to have as C9. You clear out this bomb site, literal to no trouble right now. As the only one to be able to pop off a kill. Bomb's going to get planted. You know, 2 players actually push into jungle to be able to have good positioning on vision on this bomb. We do have a flank from Ustilo with the CZ at A ramp, but As is looking to save this AK head armor, right? So there really shouldn't be too much of an effort to try to make any type of retake work. It would be kind of fruitless to do, and so C9 will go ahead and jump up 2-0.
Surprising to see the solo AK for the team actually sent up short alone, so that's a bit of a loss to Cloud9. They hold on to Galil's, yes, as they went for a heavy rifle investment, but you'd like to think they would keep the AK at least with the cavalry so they can trade and pick it back up if one player goes down. Either way, not too much of an issue. It's going to be Ustilo up in the Palace. They're going to be exiting there. He could get 1 kill potentially. I mean, a couple of players are low, but we have no idea. There we go. Stewie closes them out. So Cloud9, clean second round, as you say. Not going to be an issue for them. They lose a lot of health, but they keep the guns alive.
Indeed they do. They'll just kind of keep the MAC-10 in the hands of Stewie, trying to see if he can't farm a little bit more cash. Again, there's really not a whole lot of buying that Renegades can do in this round. So it should be a 3rd round coming out. They do have that AK head armor, though, on Azza, so they could try to play around that. Nathos pick up a CZ. They do have a couple of flashes with Nifty, so you might be able to flash push this AK into something, or at least gather around it and try to recycle it and keep it in play for as long as possible. Looks like Azza is going to be playing over towards connector with that AK. Could get a pop flash and peek out into middle.
Gotta watch out. Cloud9, if they just barrel into this bomb site on the B side of the map, they have it for free. So very, very careful here if you're C9, as pointed out. Cloud9 looking to split through short. They have Automatic up there as well, so given great chances to just get into this bomb site. They're taking their time, though, and again, yeah, they don't know the setup of Renegades, so this makes sense. But as soon as they send one player in as a probe, or even just split into A with a single man, they're going to get a lot of information. You see Tarek gets 1 kill, but he peaks 2 on the site. So at that point, Cloud9 go, okay, there's 2 more A, just burst B. It's unlikely they're going to have much manpower, if any, here, so they just take it for free. And Renegades, again, left, yeah, they have a couple of rifles in play, but with no armor to support it, this round's as good as done. It's all about saving or damage.
Yeah, keeping that AK would be big. They have a Galil as well in the hands of JKS. They don't really have a way to retake here. No armor, no utility. But look at this. They're getting a couple of kills. All of a sudden, it's a 2v4. There's a chance with Stewie. He has a big position. Oh, is he going to be able to get this fast enough? He gets 1. He's turning around towards window. It looks like he's going to be all right, but he's still separated from Skadoodle.
Yeah, this is unfortunate, but the time's ticking away, and Renegades, I don't think they even have time to get back into the site. They must have realized that by now, and yeah, no kick.
They get the second AK.
They start to back off, and that's a really good upgrade. They have better weapons than Cloud9 here, and they're on a full eco. This is going to be a massive save. Saving a Galil's always an awkward spot, because while it's a good gun, at least the M4 you're going to be buying up anyway is definitely better, but not by a huge margin, in the sense that, you know, neither of them are one shot, for example, to the head. It's an upgrade, but it's not by a massive margin. So it's always a question, do you want to save the Galil? Do you just want to go for exit? So luckily they don't have that conundrum. They double AK this one, and now they can just hold on to weapons.
Yep, big. Getting those 2 AKs, they're saving a little bit of money. That'll help them get some more utility and set them up long term. Cloud9, though, going into their opening gun round, they keep the MAC-10 and Galil actually in play.
Bonus.
Trying to get the most out of it. Everyone has head armor on Renegades, though, so that MAC-10's actually not going to be as useful as it could be. But they're going to do a fast play on A. This is what Cloud9 love to do on Mirage. They love to play fast-paced executes the majority of the time. Nifty does catch one, though, before they can get out.
Yeah, Nifty aggressive with the AWP, as he always is in this close ramp position. Tarek looking to trade as his teammates are falling apart, but so's he. Great shot through the smoke from JKS, and no response. Skadoodle barreled down by JKS with the AWP from himself, and Renegades, they get themselves around on the board, a flawless one at that.
Yeah, again, I think Renegades, if they've been doing their homework on Cloud9's recent Mirage games offline, they would know that Cloud9, again, they love to just lean towards the side early. They don't like to do a lot of 1-3 run classic mid-control defaults. They like to say either 1-4 or just do like a standard 5-man execute on the A-bomb site, for example. They like to do apartment explodes at B with like smoke walls on catwalk. They love to just kind of swarm and trade and get into bomb sites fast. And so that means that they're, to some degree, somewhat telegraphed at times, right? And if Renegades goes for early picks and they're successful, it can really slow Cloud9 down. So I'll be curious to see how the adjustments roll out as Cloud9 are, again, gearing up for something heavy towards the B side. They have no presence anywhere else on the map, so you imagine this is going to be a heavy commitment.
Yeah, with this kind of buy, you want to just expect a fast play from C9. And the fast play, they'll show AZR close towards short. Going to spray in just through the edge of the smoke, supported by one of those 2 AWPs. It's Nafly. Another kill coming through. And Renegades, they've gone for such a heavy rotation. The flank will eventually be caught by Ustilo going down to Skadoodle, but it's not really an issue. Yeah, they've opened up the backside, but as soon as they rotate, Renegades have a far quicker rotation back towards the other side of the map. So Cloud9 really don't have a lot of safe options here. At least Skadoodle upgrades, but it's a small victory in you know, a near impossible round given the situation.
Yeah, all they can really do is maybe try to molly off Cat so they don't get shot in the back as they come through connector, and they try to do some type of play on A. They also could do the window boost, as you're seeing now with Rush, so that at least gives them another angle of approach besides just doubling up connector. But they're just going to have to win some really key battles here because they're definitely in a disadvantage.
He's making noise, a lot of noise. He's got to be careful, but the issue is they have 20 seconds, and with this player up in Palace, it just creates a whole line of issues. What is that jump from Rush trying to cross towards the stairs? And he gets caught out. Nafly closes out the round with 3 kills. Important one. We said it ourselves. This is the man we look to step up on Renegades, one of the many. And he's been doing very well recently, alongside Nifty as well. I'd say both the North American players are looking very good in this roster, and Nafly certainly showing it so far.
So big win from Renegades. This forces Cloud9 into a save, so that gives them a good chance to go ahead and just tie this thing up. They have double op already established as well, which will be really big for them going forward. It's definitely a map similar to Train that double op can be very useful on. As Naf is going to be posted up at middle with his easy kill on Stewie. So you're going to see Skadoodle and Rush looking to play into Palace. The bomb's also trickling over towards the A-bomb side as well, but again, that's very unlikely they get a plant here. It would take a big Herculean effort for them to somehow fit this bomb into the A-bomb site.
Yeah, lack of utility is always an issue on this map. Allows Nifty in this position just to roam free, have so much firepower and control towards this A-bomb site. Cloud9, they just got to go for it. They just got to rush onto the bomb site because they've got nothing else. Great shot from Nifty on the jump. Going to look for more, but it doesn't even matter. JKS is there. 3 kills, 2 headshots, and Renegades up to a 3rd round on the board. So nice anti-eco there. Very, very clean. Minimum HP lost. Cloud9, they're back on the buy, but the lack of AWP is going to be a slight issue, unless they go for the glass cannon.
Yeah, Skadoodle could go glass cannon here, but he could also just go AK utility.
Yeah.
He does go for the glass cannon. All right.
Interesting.
Wonder if that means they'll slow things down a bit and give Skadoodle a chance to kind of put an op pick. And he had actually a pretty good spawn for B apartments to just try to pick that down, but he'll actually just go ahead and play over towards middle. So they will go for the classic default. Again, this is actually pretty rare for C9. They don't do this a whole lot. And I think it's mostly because they've had to make hard adjustments. Like Stewie 2K, not used to having to play B apartments. What he does on this team, Rush Rush, also an A-lurk on this map, something he's also not used to doing. On Optic, he was always more part of like the mid-attack. So this is like a great way to demonstrate the harsh adjustments that Stewie and Rush have had to make this team work as far as like what they piece together. But they're doing all right, so it's not that bad, but it does show how they've had to make some changes in their careers.
Yeah, Stewie's not certainly the same in the sense that you used to always see him at the top of the board every game for Cloud9. I definitely wouldn't say that's still the same case now. Of course, you know, he's still such a versatile player, but we've been seeing these good performances from Automatic as well come out a lot of the time, and that's been nice to see.
The thing is, Stewie can be like a Nico or a Shox, where he can be that playmaker on the edge of the map. He used to do it actually a lot on Overpass, even when he was more of an entry fragger. So I think he can make the adjustment. As Tarek already has the opening blow here, and another one. So Tarek, that's some big kills to grab early in the round. It gives him an instant advantage in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, you called him as your MVP prior to the game, and it's certainly showing. Nice entries, and Stewie just sneaking into this B-bomb site. Going to have to slow things down. Molotov in, and that's a jump spot from Mustillo, so he gets information off the back of it. It's going to be Automatic to go down as this A-split comes into fruition, but Rush, quick with the trade, leaves just one player in position to try and shut this down, but there's two players close, so trade potential's good here for Tarek and Rush. Rush pushes round, and it's a back player to die first. Azza takes down Tarek. And that leaves Mustillo rotating off of B. You're going to finally come back into the bomb site, but the bomb's just gone down, and he's not going to be able to stop it at all. Cloud9 almost destined to win this round, and good work from Rush as well. 3 from him, 2 from Tarek, and 4 for Cloud9.
And that's the thing with Rush. Like, even if he's in a weird role on defaults, once you do commit to it, execute that, you just have so much firepower to open. If one entry fragger falls, guess what? You got another one to step right into his shoes, and that's where Rush able to really make things happen at A. But a lot of credit must go to Tarek. He had the opening 2 kills at middle. He put his team into a quick 5-on-3, and in those scenarios, unless you royally mess up, you're not going to lose that round, right? As long as you just play it smart and close it out the right way, those are usually always going to go in your favor. And no exception there. Still able to buy as Renegades. Another mid-control attempt here from Cloud9. Nifty has the first blow this time, though.
Yeah, look at this on ramp as well. Renegades have got it very aggressive. They typically do this on Mirage. We saw this a lot in Shanghai. Again, the double setup, the bait and switch, essentially from JKS and Nafly, the 2 rifles here. As Renegades, they're going to continue to push in, especially with this man advantage. Cloud9 maybe not expecting aggression because there's no need for Renegades to make a play. So this could catch them off guard, but they actually draw back that T-spawn player, wrap them back through the B apartment. Skadoodle finds a much-needed refrag onto Azza. And with the bomb deep in apps at this point, unless it comes back and maybe rotates through the underpass, which is rare for a bomb position, it's likely we're going to see Cloud9 split B through short.
If they do and the bomb solo carries through apartments, though, the position that Mustillo has is going to be devastating. Yeah. Unless he gets cleared, he could just get the bomb down, push through, and hold. And if they stretch the time clock too far, it could really come back to haunt them. They do have Tarek into ladder, though. The bomb actually could just drift back over towards middle, though, so it may not factor in. We'll just have to kind of see how this round plays out. It's still kind of at a stalemate, but now we see the commitment, and here's where it could get dicey. The bomb's alone. Can Mustillo grab it?
30 seconds, they've got to make this work, and Rush does. That's an important kill there. Mustillo dead, and Nifty trades with the AWP, but he's tagged, and Skadoodle finishes off the job cleanly. Clinical procedure from Cloud9 as they execute onto the bomb site and even catch that rotation of JKS on A. Nafly left alone. It's going to be 5 up for Cloud9. That was such a pivotal kill in the apartments.
Oh, yeah. If Rush dies there, I think that you could have very easily seen Renegades take that one away. Because the clock was so low, was actually the biggest additional factor to that. Great work from Stewie as well, holding connector, cutting off a rotate, ensuring the round goes to C9. They're now going to be up 5-3. And money is not in the best of situations. It's going to be a 2-round loss bonus for Renegades. They didn't have that much money saved up. I know particularly Nifty was pretty low on cash. So
yeah, we have a big disparity. It's mixed between 5K and 500 on this team. So I imagine they're going to throw something in, considering they've got the save right. So they've got a couple of players
Naf
can buy. They've got Naf who can drop. Yeah. So like, at the end of the day, they can buy, but it won't be the best buy in the world. And considering we've been seeing a lot of double ults from this team already early on into this game from Nifty and Naf, that's definitely not going to be an option here. Maybe one. And, yeah, they're going to be investing here, surely, with the money given. But
yeah, because Azza has enough to drop an AWP if they even want that. And then, again, Naf had money to drop because he saved the M4. So despite the fact they had a couple players very low on cash, thanks to saving and dropping, they're making things happen just fine. But we're starting to see Cloud9 kind of wake up. I mean, they obviously got the 3-0 start after winning Pistol. You know, Renegades went to opening gun round, and they keep a little bit of a flow going there. But now C9 are fighting right back. They're starting to kind of get a little bit of a rhythm going. I think the biggest thing is they've really focused up on mid control, more so than I've seen in other games where they've been more committed to side executes. I think that they're making an adjustment based on what they're seeing, and they're saying, okay, let's just work off mid control, and they're finding big openings off the back of it.
Seems to be working out, but how long will it continue? It's Cloud9, they set up 3 players outside of the A-bomb site early on, potential execute setup, but 2 up in the Palace, so limited there in terms of what utility they can use. And Nifty, he's already pushed there with the AWP. We've not seen this just yet. Cloud9 need to be aware of the possibility. Rush, you can see, bait peeking, but it's not enough. Sorry, that's Skadoodle. He goes down. Rush was actually just behind him. He's not going to be able to trade as Nifty just falls off straight away. So Cloud9, man down, no trade potential. Rush not even spotted. And so that's a good position to be in for Renegades.
Yeah, it's just one of those situations where both teams are going for the same thing, putting an op in Palace, trying to find an opening from it. Nifty, the one on the better end of the deal that time around, and it gives them the advantage. He'll kind of hold ground at CT now. C9 still want to execute A. They have plenty of smokes and Molotovs to do something standard, but it's going to come down to just, do they have the firepower to battle back? They certainly have it on the lineup, but does it happen in this round? As Renegades are holding basically, you know, 2-1-2, so there's a chance they could overwhelm A.
Oh,
but
no.
Big kill.
That's so important as well. Now Cloud9 have lost that Palace split. It's all left down to the ramp players. No one coming through connector, and no shots being hit either. Tarek going to miss that AWP shot with the gun picked up off the body of Skadoodle. It's automatic to make the play, but he gets so tagged. Even though he finds that frag, he's down to 10. And no utility left for Cloud9. As these smokes dissipate, the round is going to be over. Azza will clean up that kill that JK started onto automatic, but Tarek stuck between 2, and he gets peaked as well. Renegades, 4 rounds. And again, they hold on to the double AWP. This is something that's been so prolific for this team on this map in recent performance. And again, they just get it given for free because Cloud9 lose theirs.
Yeah, there was just nothing for Cloud9 in that round. I mean, they lost their battles all across the board. They lost Skadoodle early in Palace, who was trying to do something a little bit different and gets caught out. You know, they weren't able to get up A ramp either. They just didn't find any openings anywhere. So great stout defense from Renegades across the board, particularly on the A side of the map. But now C9 will just have to rock out with the Deegs out right now. They don't really have anything else to work with other than the Flash and Armor and CZ as 2E2K, who will solo work to be apartment. So they actually kind of sending him out on a scouting mission, perhaps. It's actually a retake B setup here from Renegades. They're focused up on playing mid aggressively. Has a way up there with the M4.
Yeah, at least switching up their presence, not going for the same thing every round.
You gotta love those dynamic CT setups, man. Makes you harder to read. It's good to be able to exercise that if you can.
But giving up a lot of control towards B can be dangerous. Luckily, Naf is actually just going to rotate in time, so its aggressive position from Stewie can be punished if he continues to go for it. And Renegade's going to push towards the top and middle in the meantime as well. Azza, he opens things up. Deagle connects, but only just. JKS survives on 10 HP. And Rush, he's getting damaged loads as well. Nifty going to look to try and clean up that kill, but a dangerous peek luckily results in the frag. 2 left for Cloud9. If they can get anything done from this point onwards, I'd be impressed. It's looking like a very tough spot to be in, and made even tougher now. Tarek alone, no armor, just a Deagle and his position given away. Renegades seem to be on 5 in just a nick of time. And that will be it. Clean as ever. 5 players kept.
We got ourselves a game here right now. It's 5-5. You know, you had 3 rounds to start off from C9. Renegades respond with 3 of their own. Cloud9 fight right back with 2, and now Renegades have matched them. They keep it all even at 5 apiece. So, you know, here in the winners finals, where a direct spot into the playoffs is on the line, these 2 teams are going at it right now. It's been a pretty solid game thus far. So we are going to see Cloud9 go back into a little bit of a default, but they do have a little bit more presence towards A, as Unmat's going to add to Rush's position. But again, the aggressive mid setup, and Azza again finds the opening kill, and a second. You got to love that if you're a Renegades fan.
And they still have 4 players in middle as well, so much defense. Chewy can't even trade from this position, because if he pushes up through underpass into 4 CTs, no matter how much damage he's done, he's going to get wrecked at the end of the day, and Cloud9 can't afford to lose more members. Even if they trade, they need to keep 3 alive just to try and get work done. And there's another frag coming through. Automatic finally getting a response, but it's too little too late as his teammate gets dropped. That's Stewie, not able to split through the connector due to that heavy mid presence from Renegades. And right now, Cloud9 in a similar position to the previous round. At least this time they can get the bomb down, but they've left it. They've dropped it towards T-Spawn, not expecting to lose players this early on. So they may have deep CT control, but Renegades Renegades are just holding on, playing for
I mean,
retake.
he still is aware of this. I mean, that's why he's held so far back in CT spawn. He's playing this as safe as he possibly can. There's no utility to let them safely cross the spawn back in the site either. Renegades has sight lines on this, so Rush getting in, going to rely on big shots, and there's one. Can he keep it up, though? He can plant for default because Animatic's got a position, but can they hold off this retake?
Yeah, it's a two-pronged attack. Two players from Connector, one through CT, timing-based, and Automatic's already spotted one, but he can't afford to overface and go down to the AWP. Naf, there's an important kill. With no flashbang to get him through there, that was massive that he got it. Still has a Molotov for the deep bomb as well, and there is a smoke to get on it, but Rush has pushed up aggressively. Flash works, but they don't check the angle. No way Cloud9 will do this. Trade from Nafly, still Molotov up, but it lands perfectly. The smoke hasn't been picked up just yet, and Nafly, he's going to have to go aggressive, but he doesn't know exactly where he's playing from. Does pick up the smoke from the body, and that baits Automatic to go for the peak, and he'll jump straight on it, but I'm not sure if there's time. It'll come very, very close, but he should just have it. Renegades, they bring it back. It gets damn close, so a good effort from Cloud9, but not enough.
Yeah, that was really solid effort from Automatic and Rush to bring that one back. They were at such a disadvantage. They had a 2-on-4, and they certainly made it tense. They certainly, kept us guessing if they might bring that one back, but Renegades does slam the door in their face at the end, thanks to Naf putting the finishing touches there. He puts himself up to 10 kills right next to the likes of JKS and Hazard, who are also at 10. As we are going to see Cloud9 here with just upgraded pistols and armor. They're going to look to do some type of 3-smoke execute on the A bomb site and just try to see if they can't get a plant. They know that Renegades have been playing a lot of numbers at middle, so they may think a site's vulnerable. They'd be wrong this round, though. Renegades does have a little bit more focus on playing from connector and stairs to have that vision on the A bomb site.
Yeah, but the thing is, they're going for smoke execute. That can completely ward off these positions unless they push on the bench. JKS is going to be the man left in the middle to do all the damage, and Azza fully blinded anyway. JKS does drop the bomb, but it's only one. Trade from Automatic, and Cloud9 should be able to get this plant in through, but it's all about that quick CT rotation. They need to get in before the plant goes down. If they can push the smoke, it could be perfect, but they don't even need to. The T's will offer themselves up to them. As Ustilo takes 2 frags from the spawn, Cloud9 are forced to get aggressive to try and trade, but it's a lineup from Nifty. He takes both. And Renegades a nice clean retake to kick things back off into that anti-eco.
Yeah, I think that was a purposeful push to the smoke at CT spawn because you're just trying to draw their fire to make sure they're not spamming the bomb planter. Yeah. I mean, your whole goal there is to get the plant and get the cash for the next round, so I don't mind that push to smoke. I think it was well calculated. And so now we are going to move on to 7-5. Cloud9 will be onto a full buy. I feel like they've actually struggled to play the spread and pick game a lot. I think they're so used to being able to kind of spread the map and just win gun battles and get instant openings off of that, but they're not finding the pick. So I think they're going to have to go back to their bread and butter that they enjoy on this map, which is kind of their fast-paced, 1-4 splits or 5-man gathers, because at least that way you can kind of just have numbers at the beginning and hopefully trade frag your way into a bomb site. Looks like they are going to do some type of connector A split right now. Oh, JKS though playing the edge of the smoke perfectly, gets rushed, and these opening kills keep going Renegade's way.
Looking so good. Tarek needs to trade, and he does. Quick refrag onto Ustilo. Still a close short player that he needs to be aware about, and that's Azza. Smoking deep, so surely checks this close corner, but he doesn't predict the close angle. Checks upper, and instead Azza holds lower. So Renegades take back that man advantage that was conceded just a few seconds prior, and Azza going to back off as well with a Molotov in. Stewie tries to catch their backside in case he exits down towards the windows. He'll flash Automatic in, hits him in the back. That's unfortunate. So Cloud9 won't be able to look for that refrag. Instead, they actually lose a player, and that's Nafly up in the connector doing work. Again, he finds 2 Automatic blindsided on short, and without Skadoodle's support, he wasn't ready. Neither was Scar, who goes down to Azza. And lets Renegades pull themselves up to 8 rounds. You said it yourself, Dust. This team, right? Cloud9 match up individually better than Renegades. So far, not proving to be the case.
Not on the server at this moment. No. Certainly not. I mean, Renegades are winning all the early fights, whether it be Azza pushing up top middle and getting kills, whether it be JKS, playing up close on area like he did that round and finding an opening pick, or moving that Nifty's op around. He had that pick in Palace earlier on in the half. So it seems like Renegades are typically getting the 5-on-4s in the first, 20 seconds of the round. I think the only exception to that really would be when Tarek had the 2 entries at middle towards the very beginning of the half. I think it was like the first gun round that Cloud9 run. I think it was round 7. Where he got them to 5-on-3 after picking off connector. But outside of that, again, it really has been the Renegades show in the early round. And man for man, Renegades are out fragging Cloud9 across the board, top to bottom. So this is definitely a situation where Cloud9, they're not, flexing on these guys. Like they're actually getting beat out in all of these duels.
Very rare sight to see, especially on LAN. Cloud9, though, looking to pull things back. Again, this isn't a bad half by any means. Yes, this is a good map for Cloud9. We expect a little bit more. 5-6 rounds, so they can still make things good on the second half.
Right.
So it's not over by any means. And Renegades, again, put a bit of pressure on middle with Nifty on that AWP with the
See,
fast
the thing
cap.
is, what's a little bit troublesome for Cloud9, I think, is that Renegades, to me, are a bit more scary on T side than CT side a lot of the time. Like they can also play a really fast-paced, aggressive game. If they're winning all their fights, they could run it down Cloud9's throat. So I think Cloud9 do need to make somewhat of a stand on their T side, as that typically is kind of the side where they play a lot better, I think. I think Rush is an exception. I think he's maybe been a better CT player on this team. But, yeah, I think they need a little bit more out of this half.
Well, with the current setup, it looks like they want to split this connector. With the bomb coming through ramp, Nifty, poised from earlier in the round, going to be ready and waiting. Re-peek in as well. He spots the cross, but he doesn't predict Tarek so deep into middle. He finds the shot. Azza holds onto the connector, but only again a 1-for-1. Cloud9 at least playing the trade game, but only for a short amount of time as Nafly to get work done. And JKS from the top as well. He finds 2. Renegades up to 9 rounds here on the CT side. And the issue moving forward now is going to be the money. Max lost, but no bomb plant and no money to fall back on. Cloud9 are left in the dumps.
Yeah, they really are. Even in that round, they didn't have the best of buys, and in this round, it's going to be essentially the same thing. I mean, you see Tarek going for a UMP, Sweet2K going for a MAC-10. AKs are coming out, Automatic and Rusho. I mean, they obviously have to buy all they can. It's the last round of the half, but for these previous 2 rounds, it's just not been a lot at their disposal. And they're already struggling to find rounds once the guns have come out to play. And so now you're adding on the disadvantage of not having as much firepower as your opponent. It's just going to make things that much tougher. As, again, Renegades playing aggressively at middle. They do fade back with no frags, but they've at least denied Cloud9 space.
Slowed down here for the T side. Very slow. Not what we're used to seeing on Mirage, but they're definitely being tested so far this map. And Renegades put Ustilo back up towards the balcony as well. So jump bait coming in from Nafly. Ustilo playing essentially a bait and switch. But Cloud9 not falling into anything just yet, still keeping things fairly passive on this T side. They have got to worry about the mid control though. At least Renegades have actually pushed another player up there. We've seen this time and time again. He's got a lot of control, but actually Tarek going to be there, and he's there to trade it. So that kill from Azza at least pulled back, and a free upgrade given to Tarek, who will pull in an AK. Now, considering the buy coming into this round, if Cloud9 have worse weaponry, a 1-for-1 is surely going to be good for them, especially considering it just weakens the split of Renegades' defense. They have to split up their players so they can cover more areas of the map, therefore meaning trades are far more difficult for the CT side. That's exactly what Cloud9 are trying to do. With more entries coming through, Ustilo dead on B, leaves just Nafly, and this round is going to have to be a massive one for Nafly if he wants to keep it alive. 2 kills, he started it off perfectly. Skadoodle's now alone, and 20 seconds left, it's traded, but it's a 1v1. Nifty coming back in through the short area as well. He's got a long road to success, but Skadoodle has all the time in the world to get into his post plant. Nifty begins to push up through short, but he's already crossed, and Skadoodle won't expect it. The timing getting the better of him, that's so unfortunate. I don't know if he just spotted it there, but he might be potentially aware. Keeping his eye out just in case, and there we go. He finds it. Skadoodle pulls Cloud9 a 6th. But is that enough dust?
Yeah, big clutch there from Skadoodle. Actually, one of the things that I feel like people don't give Ska enough credit for is how clutch he can be in 1vx situations in his own right. Gets the job done there, puts 1 more point on the board for C9. So despite the fact they had to kind of scrape the bottom of the barrel to put together a purchase, they come through with the conversion, making the half 9-6. So when you consider the fact that there was like a 6-round winning streak going on there for Renegades, and they won 9 out of 11 rounds there in the middle of the half. So, I mean, they were certainly building up some momentum. To get at least 1 response back will certainly serve C9 well. Gives them a chance to, if they can secure pistol and avoid anti-ecos, they could tie this thing right back up. And again, they have a CT side that's also can be powerful. Particularly, you got Rush and Stewie, a great combo at A. Tarek and Automatic, a great combo at B. A lot of firepower, can hold angles really well. I think Rush is a great CT side player. So despite the fact that maybe he was off to a slow start on T side, I think he's one of the guys that really can recover on defensively. But certainly a great half out of Renegades. They should feel satisfied with that.
So what do you think going forward? How do you think this is going to shape out? Assuming Cloud9 get pistols potentially, bring this back to 9-9, do you still think this is going to be a confident game for Renegades, or do you think Cloud9 can realistically
If
close
individual form levels maintain themselves, I think Renegades is very capable on T side. I think they can play a very fast-paced game just like Cloud9 are capable of. I think that they're quite coordinated on their executes. I think that they can even add some layers of complexity with how they utilize their grenades. So, yeah, I think Renegades could just keep this going unless, like, Cloud9 start getting some players to kind of step up. And because right now, everyone's negative on C9. Like, no one's really showing you a whole hell of a lot.
Well, let's see what they can do moving on this CT side. It's Renegades with a similar B setup to Cloud9. They've got Molotov and double flash, no smoke. But aggression from Tarek going to walk right into it. He doesn't spot it, falls back as they hear the footsteps. And Flash-in's perfect, but he's not going to be able to connect the shots. He gets blinded as well. Asa finds the entry. And finally, it's a kill from the CT side, but it may just be too late. Skadoodle's alone, and the cavalry has not been called. Finally, Stewie with a quick shot. And looking for two as well. The pistol player for Cloud9, unable to connect the dots, is luckily automatic to swoop in from short. Again, trades. Renegades so good in keeping this one equal, and they go above and beyond. Nafly with 2 more. 10 rounds in for the Aussies. And this is looking very good on the second half so far.
It almost looked like it was going to go south for Renegades, because when they did that initial pop flash, Tarek was unaffected, and meanwhile, everyone in B apartments seemed blind for Renegades. So I thought that Tarek was about to go off.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, another flash comes in that does blind Tarek, and eventually Renegades clear him off, and they just outplay the trading game. It's man for a while, but Renegades do stay ahead of the curve just long enough to put the round through, so they'll go ahead and be the first to reach double digits here in this game, making it 10-6. C9 buy up really heavy here. CZ's pushing Palace, 2 scouts out in play, and Tarek does find a kill in an AK, and he has the head armor. He could pass this to Rush, who has a bit more HP, or he could drop it on the balcony and now have this awkward moment where you're trying to fight to get the AK back, but now they get it. Meanwhile, B bomb site's taken over by Ustillo, though.
Yeah, just crept in. We've seen this before. We saw Cloud9 put similar pressure into the back lines of Renegades. That's in Jay on train earlier up through Ivy. So this is the kind of thing we're expecting moving into this map here. And they've got themselves into a good spot once again. We're bombed down and the CT's already looking to save. 11 rounds going to seem to be the case here for Renegades. Things starting to get slightly worrying every other second.
We keep things moving along. It's going to be Rush trying to hold to this AK armor. Obviously, CZ armor will be big to carry over to the next round as well. I mean, they can basically pose a bigger threat next round than they did this round because of the guns they're retaining. So that could still give them a chance to win a round earlier than most teams would be able to do in a third round situation where you've lost pistol. And that's good news for C9. It gives them a way to strike right back, but we'll have to see how Renegades manages that. Nice little voice crack there. Love to hear it.
I wasn't going to say anything, Dust. I was going to let
that
it,
was
let
too
it slide
harsh to pass up. That was a good one.
Sometimes you just got to let it go.
It's been a long day.
Yeah,
a lot of talking.
Well, I'm just waiting for that first buy run from Cloud9 again. You know, these anti-ecos are kind of, you get what you expect, really. A lot of the times from Renegades, they seem to be very clean with them. And again, this buy
That's a nut smoke grenade, by the way. Did you see that?
Yeah.
The strafe throw. I feel like that's got to be so hard to consistently do.
Loads of teams have been recently doing that as well. Far more common recently. So, yeah, I definitely couldn't do it. But then again, that's why I don't play Pro Rush. Up with the AK, one of the rifles at least up for Cloud9, the only proper rifle. You can count the scout if you want. I don't. He's already taken 1 kill. Ustillo's tagged in the meantime. Hey, Cloud9 could pick this one up with the armor they show, but it's going to require not only a hefty amount of luck, but an even heftier amount of skill.
It comes down to this fight right here in ladder room, I feel like. If Nifty can win this, they can do a lot, but he gets caught, and now the pistols are popping for C9. As they have a big advantage here. They haven't lost a player yet in this. Meanwhile, just Asa and JKS left. The bomb's actually down on catwalk by ladder. They can't really get to it without fighting a CT first.
Yeah, this should have been the anti-eco from Renegades that would have been guaranteed, but it's the save from Cloud9 that nets them everything. Rush, a second kill as well. Both players of Cloud9 stepping up with a 2K each. Good luck, JKS, at this range. I can tell you that now. Automatic damage, but not enough. He's going to be so low. Gets a kill, but it's all about damage. He's not going to win this round by any means. All it takes is 1 bullet, and he's removed. And Tarek will land that exact final blow. Cloud9, they pick up a round they never should have won, but...
I like that he threw that Molotov to make sure that Cloud9 gets nothing from him, right?
Yeah.
Like, they don't want the MAC-10. Picking up a free Molotov, they would have loved to have done that, but JKS just not allowing that to happen. So, just a little detail. Doesn't have the biggest of impacts, but it's nice to note that players think about those things in the heat of the moment. Like, let me just get rid of everything. As they are going to go into a little bit of a low buy themselves into this round. Just some P250s and CZs are looking to just, I think they're just going to rush B. The old MM strat
they have a lot of
The
smokes.
tried and true. That's very true. They can wall off catwalk and isolate this player at top out.
Yeah, I'd expect with this amount of smoke, so they would just go for a setup execute instead of just burst into the site, unless they're using them for post plant. But we'll see. They seem to be outside of that site. Ustillo's pushed, but so is Tarek.
Ooh, he's playing with fire.
Yeah, or playing with smoke or just on the edge of it. Not going to be able to spot him. But it's a good angle. Definitely favorable for Tarek considering the way smokes render.
Yeah. They both have incendiaries, though, and Automatic won't be phased with the smoke wall. He can just push past it. So they still should have a hard time getting in here, to be honest.
Oh, well, Molotov down for Tarek as they begin to just jump onto the site. You still owe with one, but this is the eco that gets shut down from Renegades. No armor to play with, no life either. It's going to be players burning in the flames, and Nifty, while he wraps alongside of the site, gets into market, gets aggressive. He almost catches that rotation from Skadoodle. That would have been a great backstab, but Cloud9 are ready and waiting. 8 rounds up here for the CT side, looking to bring things back into question.
Yeah, so Cloud9 are really getting off to a hot start here on the CT side. They get another good start, even though they lost Pistol. They're fighting right back, and now they are able to start building up their economy. I mean, you have a guy like Rush who's above 7K post-buy, Tarek sitting around over 6,000, so they're starting to get some cash in their savings accounts. And they're starting to close the gap on the scoreboard. So Renegades, they do have their first big buy of the half, though, and Nifty looking to exercise a good spawn as he's going to try to pick towards B. He fires the op, though, and so now C9 do know where Nifty's located. That gives them a bit of intel to work with, as the rest of Renegades are just kind of playing a little bit default here. Naf looking to maybe take a peek, though, up A ramp.
Just playing for picks right now. And Cloud9 giving them nothing. I like the passive setup from the CT side. Although Renegades throwing a few curveball rounds with some mid-aggression here on the CT side, while Cloud9 are playing passive early on, it seems to be working out. And Renegades, they'll wrap that bomb back through the T-spawn, so looking to commit towards A at least, but 2 connector, 3 coming in through ramp and palace, respectively. It's a fair bit of control, but again, Renegades, they've had this connector control, at least the outside jungle control that could shut down this push. That flight looking to lead it at the very least. And again, we're waiting for this player to move his way through the connector to try and just distract Cloud9, keep their attention trained on his position. Smoke is good, allows him to walk on through. He has a resmoke for that as well, but no need to use it just yet. Unless Cloud9 work it out, which they shouldn't. 30 seconds left. Skadoodle's already taken 1 from the CT spawn, but here's where the trade should come through for Renegades. I say should, they won't. Rush grabs another one for the CT side. Eventually, Ustillo picks up something, but by and large, it's looking like a Cloud9 round again. Just Nifty, no armor, and less than 20 seconds on the clock. 1. But 10 seconds left. He needs to get this plant, and he doesn't know there's a player there. He spots him in CT, needs to bait him, but good peek from Skadoodle. 6 seconds left. All he needed to do was commit to the plant, but he didn't have time.
Yeah, big round from Scott. Had a really big kill at CT spawn with the AWP watching up A ramp. That allowed his players near connector to just kind of focus on Azza, who was trying to slip in. They just had a really good rotation. They had vision on Palace. They were making sure that connector was covered. Ska had free reign with the op on the A bomb site. No utility was really stopping him from holding down lines. And he's able to pull it through, and now C9 make it 9-11. Again, Renegades onto just a low pistol buy. They do have smokes to exec on the A bomb site. They could maybe hope for a bomb plant unless the miracle happens, though. They should have no business winning this, especially since 2 players just have Glocks. I mean, there should be a mop-up for C9 and reaching double digits.
Definitely looking possible here as Renegades fast play the outside bomb site. Sorry, Azza running deep into the smoke. Nice position, but there's no one to be found just yet. Stewie's grabbed himself a kill to open things up, but he's got to watch his backside. It's actually not his back, it's his front. And JKS just spraying down with the CZ, and Azza picked up the gun, got to be close as well. Automatic, careful as he pushes up in through the edge of the smoke. It's going to be the catch out onto Azza. Will make things all look good for Cloud9 again. Nice shot with the AWP. JKS will get the tag off onto Skadoodle, attempting to split back up into the bomb site, but he's picked up an M4 as well in response. Smoke is down, Molotov as well, but it gets extinguished. And the time's so low, he may have just won this. We may see Renegades take this eco after all. Cloud9 is sticking the bomb, and I don't think he's even realized it. He shot over the noise, and so much damage, even the kill, he doesn't find the round.
Oh, almost got that 1,500 in there. But, yeah, it's kind of crazy that he didn't keep spamming. I thought he heard the bomb stick, but I guess he didn't. So he was, I guess, just waiting to hear the bomb defuse to start so he could start spamming. Just, didn't quite hear it, and that makes a world of difference. Allows C9 to go ahead and just complete the round without JKS giving them too much trouble. As C9, they're starting to get a little bit of a rhythm going here. They've won 4 rounds in a row. They're 1 round away from tying this thing right back up. And, you know, some of the individuals on the team are starting to get into a groove. You're seeing Skadoodle be one of the guys that finally go back into the red for C9 after everyone was coming into this half, you know, negative KD. Ska's now been able to kind of, you know, cross over. And they're playing well across the board on the defense, really. And now they could tie this thing right back up. They have double op now in play as well. It'll be Ska and Tarek toting them.
Versatility for this team. Can deal with that AWP of Renegades that we have seen do. Oh my god, what am I saying?
I have no idea.
We have seen do so well on the CT side, but either way, it's fast into middle this time for Renegades with the rifle. Stewie2K shuts down the first, and Skadoodle crossfire with Tarek up on short. It's a double AWP setup here, as you said. Cloud9 with a good defense so far. And so far, with Renegades losing all that manpower, they've not been given any positions to trade, because C9 have just backed off. They've given up connector, they've given up short, and they've just settled back into passive setups right now. And Renegades, again, 2 men down, no option. They smoke off window, which is, yeah, obviously gives them more control, but it also means Cloud9 aren't going to peak, so Renegades have to commit to being in a 3-on-5.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those situations where once you get the 5-on-3, as long as you play spots where you know you can at least get a 1 and done, you win the round off math at that point. As we do see Stewie getting that kill onto Nifty. It's just JKS and Azza now trying to get Azza up and through jungle into window room. He does spot a player, gets Stewie down, so it's giving them a little bit more of an opening, but the bomb's still down out in middle. They have to go back and get that at some point, and Tarek can just, you know, hawk them down as they try to get through connector to get back to the bomb. So it's not looking good for Renegades, that's for sure.
Oh, and they can't even wrap window because there's a player deep in CT. JK is going to look to do that. Back into the connector, spots Tarek, but a great second shot as well. Picks up that secondary upper for Cloud9, and he'll find both kills. So Cloud9, another round on the board onto this CT side, looking very, very strong now as the scoreline starts to get a fair bit more equal. I'm impressed at them so far. That's 5 in a row actually now.
Yeah.
After a good start into the second half from Renegade to the pistol and the conversion, that is all they will find. So equal score now, an AWP backup for Nifty.
Yep, 11 all right now. Lower buy for Renegades, in fact. If they lose this, they might be back to saving. So C9 actually have a little bit more to leverage in this scenario. So we are going to see Renegades kind of spreading the map, just playing at default, just kind of slowing things back down a bit. They do have Ustilla with a bit of a forward presence over here at the apartments, but nothing too crazy, as they're just really holding angles and anticipating aggression from C9 right now, just in a holding pattern. So they've also been slowed down. It's kind of crazy to think about that both these teams like to play this map very aggressively, but both teams have been in scenarios on their T-side. They've been kind of, like I said, forced to kind of be a little bit more cautious.
That's the danger of these two teams. Nifty, one entry onto the connector player, but it's Stewie quick to trade. Good peek there, very important for Cloud9, as now it means things are still back into contention. Stewie even looks for a little bit more as he hunts towards the connector, but it's the lower stairwell he has to worry about. Renegade's going to wrap that bomb through the T-spawn, and with one player up in Palace as well, they could hit A, but reconsidering now already. Down through B. And Ustilla, he's not up on the short, but he is still down in the underpass, so he can join these two. As Stewie, he's dropped that A-side play. So Renegades, they've lost a pivotal man who could have come in into the backstab and done some serious work. Either way, Renegade's going to commit towards this side of the map. 2 players here for Cloud9, and maybe even more left to rotate, but no need, as Tarek shuts down another kill with his own AWP. Renegade's left to 2 men left. This could be such a good round for Cloud9 again to carry on, force them down to pistols, as you say, and it seems like that's all that's going to happen. Tarek, 3 frags.
Yeah, just a full house of frags from the 2 operas of C9 in that round. They do take a lead. It's been quite a while since they've had a lead.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been tied up, and then after that in favor of Renegades ever since round 6 of the game. So here on the stretch, Cloud9 are piecing things together. I feel like Renegades are suffering the same fate that Cloud9 did when they tried to play defaults and spread. Like, they're not winning any battles anywhere on the map, and so they're getting picked apart left and right. So similar struggles on the offense for both these teams, but now Cloud9 get to do the dishing on the defense in the most important moments, as Renegades again looking for some type of execute on A with pistols.
Very, very fast. Rush close. Molotov's good, and they get blinded as they burst out of ramp. He finds 2. Damage onto the 3rd, and while he gets traded, Stewie comes in for support. He doesn't want to allow the bomb to go down. As he tries to catch across, he'll do it. He spots Snapfly, keeps him penned in this position, and while we have got a cross from Azza, what can he do? Oh, 1 kill apparently is automatic drop. There's still an open CT spawn, but Stewie, he holds the angle, and he's still alive and kicking. 2 kills right now. Nafly only 12 bullets up. And he's looking to trade. He's looking to get anything done here. If he gets himself a rifle, it's a small victory. But can he get more done? It's a no. Stewie 3 frags in the round, and Cloud9 up to 13, looking so strong on the CT side. Yet to drop around out of the last 7.
Yeah, but now we do see Tarek also crossing into the red and Stewie into neutral territory. So again, we talked about how Cloud9 came out flat. No one really stepping up to the plate. Everyone was, negative KD. You just weren't seeing the numbers coming from C9. But now as they switch sides, now you're starting to see them kind of heat up. They're starting to get into good form. They're starting to hit their shots, and it is coming at just the right time as now they're a couple of rounds ahead. Renegades are looking to make an adjustment. They're getting away from a default. They want to do something a little bit heavier, and they're doing it with no utility to sell it, so they're able to kind of creep in. Naf could have a big play here.
Yeah, if he finds an entry, it's massive. Great flashbang, and it works. He gets a kill on Tarek, so that's no short control for Cloud9 as they play Tarek in the bomb site. This means the defense is so much weaker, and with no smokes down, Renegades are not going to lose a player to one of the B rotations coming in through short that they have been doing when they hit A. This is great so far. The issue is, it's going to be Nafly wrapping in through the the jungle room. He wraps into the CT spawn and drops automatic, and JKS, he even follows up. Great round for Renegades.
And there's 2 great things to note from that round. One, the adjustment of Renegades to do a dry hit on A. No utility to telegraph what they're doing. No chance for Cloud9 to get a read and rotate early. So really just a good play to call in that situation based on the fact that their default wasn't working. Second point to make, that's an example of what Naf can do now as he's a player who's more prone to be aggressive and be more assertive, not be in the back, not always be looking to lurk, but he can bring that aim out and help open up a sight for you. Big play from him. It gets Renegades back into the mix now. It's 12-13. They immediately backpedal into a default again, though, but they do have a bit more added presence towards A much earlier on than usual. But the bomb's actually over towards B. Are they going to throw a fake?
I
like the way it's... I can definitely see them looking to dump some utility on A and maybe look to try to get Cloud9 rotating.
It's in what order?
Double fake,
yeah,
actually.
It's a double fake. It's in what order do they throw the utility? Is it a double fake, or do they back the bomb off and still commit towards A? So it's just a single fake, as now they're just going to sneak out onto the A bomb site. Trade comes through, but JKS is so low, and that nade, that could seal the deal. It doesn't. He just survives around the edge of the box, and the flash keeps Skadoodle at bay, but a rotation has come in through the CT spawns. There's 2 there, plus Tarek holding onto the murder hole as well. So Renegades not given a lot of options to get aggressive like they did in the previous round, but they don't need to. JKS low, but still doing damage. And Tarek, you're never going to survive that gunfight. Ustillo shuts him down. And that's actually a nice setup from Renegades. It wasn't a double fake. They just throw nades over B. They bring the bomb all the way back round. And essentially, having the bomb deep in B as well allowed for them, if needed, if they lose all these players on A, just commit towards B.
That's what I think it was. I think they would have double faked if the A entries didn't go so well. But JKS was able to waltz out and get a couple of kills and really just let them have the A bomb site. And then the big thing there was once they got into A, you could see that Cloud9 were trying to boost up on ticket and get a pick over the smoke. Didn't work at all.
No.
Really locked up the site for Renegades. So really well done. These 2 tactics that Renegades have called the previous 2 rounds to tie this thing back up, beautiful.
But the crazy thing
really
is,
great adjustment.
Like Cloud9 have even been adjusting themselves, right? We see them holding, Tarek holding the outside of that murder hole in CT spawn. That's a position where we saw Nafly a couple of rounds ago get aggressive and kill those rotators and Cloud9 in the spawn as they came in through the market. So, it's not like Cloud9 are adjusting to these setups. It's just Renegades are winning every gunfight.
Like they just seem like a step ahead when it comes to the mind games right now. Now they've actually forced Cloud9 to essentially a full save, so a chance to take the lead back. Again, I'm loving these calls from Renegades. They're showing you that they do have that tactical prowess, that deeper playbook, and C9 looking to try to, push something, try to do something gimmicky, try to get themselves a chance and around. They don't have much to work with, but Renegades all the wiser to it, able to get that kill onto Rush and start setting themselves up to take the lead here.
And everything looks so good for Cloud9 on this comeback as well. That's the most important factor. 7 rounds in a row, only for Renegades now to find 2, and potentially, including this, even a 3rd. So things starting to look up, or look up for Renegades, look down for Cloud9. As they are not going to be on Cloud9 right now, with Renegades finding 14 or nearly, as they sneak their way up short. Good mid-control taken, and as a result, the bomb going to be rotating as well. It actually joins them in through middle, so not wanting to take the risk of separating it in the apartments where we could have aggression from Cloud9, close pistol players dropping bombs, and that's always an issue, where we saw Ustillo earlier up in the apartments. Renegades have tried to do this themselves, so they'll just group, they'll take short control together, clean ladder room out, and that's the B site opened up. Cloud9's risk stack on A has resulted in nothing, and while I like the risk, it won't show the reward.
Again, it's your only chance to win the round, so you
Yeah.
can't fault them for it. It's just you just happen not to be in the right place, and so it will go to Renegades. They may look to try to see if they can't get an exit with the P250 or Deagle, just see if they can't bring a gun down. Maybe collecting for themselves would be the most ideal scenario. With chances of winning basically 0, unless you get some crazy ninja diffuse or just something ridiculous you couldn't expect. But seems like he'll just go by the book. So Renegades do move up to 14, and again, we got ourselves a game, man. I mean, I think we did see certainly Cloud9 really off to a hot little streak there, almost similar to the one that Renegades had going in the middle of the first half. And it got them out in front, but now Renegades are fighting right back. And so this is a hot contest to get that first seed out of this group.
Oh, we all called it, right? Everyone on the desk as well. Well, both analysts predicted different winners. They both picked this to be, a 16-12 plus game, and already that's proven to be the case. 14-13 in favor of Renegades, and the most awkward spot is the money now for Cloud9 because they've not built up max loss. So they have, around 45 to 5K.
Dude, JKS has 27 kills and like 100 and how much ADR?
37.
Ridiculous amount of ADR. Put it that way. Naf not doing too shabby in his own right there. The kind of the star for this team, continuing to put up the numbers. 94 ADR, 21 kills, so he's definitely having himself a game. As this is a lot of fun, man. I think the coolest part about this game, though, is the 2 tactics Renegades used to get ahead. They tied it up based on 2 really great calls, and they got a save out of Cloud9 from it as well. So basically, the 2 tactics got them 3 rounds. That's big.
Look at this buy, though, from Cloud9. This is a bit of a mess, right? No AWP, no kits in play. Yes, they have to buy. It's 14-13, but it's far from the best buy we've seen. Yeah, Cloud9 could be in a way better situation right now, but it's unfortunate because Renegades have played this very well the last few. However, not starting off this one on the same footing. It's Skadoodle on the connector, although quick trade. Nice reaction from Renegades to pull things back. And JKS, he just burst ramp. They've been continually doing this, just walking out of ramp and finding kills. And Renegades show it in a crucial point. A 4v4 now pulled back in their favor, and that's allowed Azza to sneak up through the connector, only to meet his maker. Stewie finds a kill, and that will slow down this A push now, as Renegades may want to reconsider. The pick into middle on the short rotator will now mean B looks a little more open, so they can wrap the bomb back ground through T-spawn.
Hit the nail on the head. Naf catching a player trying to push off Cat at the connector means that they know that B is a little bit more vulnerable. There may be one guy there, sure, but they know that committing to A is probably not the best idea. They'll actually commit all their numbers to middle. They just want to battle together. They have a man advantage. Use it. Don't get caught out. Don't give them one-on-ones. Make sure you're facing together and leveraging the man advantage you have.
And what's possible here is Cloud9 could have sent a deep Apps player. So if you send 3 through B and Cloud9 go, okay, Apps is clear, let's rotate A, they get the wrong information. So that may be how Renegades are reading this round. But instead, luckily enough, Cloud9 is sticking together, also trying to play that trade game. However, it's again on the wrong bomb site. Renegades given B for free.
Here's the scary part, though. Since you don't have a kit and you're down a man,
do you save?
Unless you can find a quick kill, you might have to just hold these 2 M4s and just play for OT because the money is not there for Cloud9. I think that's going to be a tough call to make, but it'll all come down to if, in fact, someone can find a kill quickly.
But you say quick kill, right? The alternative is you get a quick death, and then you have one player saving. That's so awkward, especially with the money situation right now. I think either go for it or just full save, because one player saved, it's too awkward for Cloud9 to buy up next round. The money so far is max $350 on Skadoodle and minimum $50. So they have no money to fall back on. Plus the fact this is only 4-round loss. They only get 2,900. They need both these guns.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, you're going to have a couple of guys over 3,000. And so you certainly could. If they say these 2 rifles, they certainly could drop M4s to players who buy armor and they retain their armor and utility. So they actually wouldn't be too bad off. They'd be almost in a similar boat to what they were in this round. So I think this is definitely the right call. Again, good maneuvering by Renegades, though, making great mid-round reads and adjustments throughout this. I'm not sure how much Kassaj driving this or how much it's nifty, but whatever the case may be, they're calling a great T-side right now. Yeah,
we've had a couple of tactical pauses here and there from Renegades especially as well, and I'm sure that's had some impact, right? Because they are looking very good here. They're looking potentially able to close out this game here and now with Cloud9 on shaky footing with this buy. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. There's always a possibility. We've seen a lot of ridiculously close games and overtimes today, and this game is no exception. However, Cloud9, they throw in something different. Exactly what Renegades are doing on their CT side. Heavy mid-control, 2 players pushed up. Tarek and Stewie here with the rifles, looking to try and get in the faces of Renegades, but they are completely switching up the pace. Instead of just going for this contact A play and fast into middle, taking connector, they hold off. They hold a default and wait for Cloud9 to make this exact setup.
And a lot hinges on whether or not C9 can make these forward players on middle find a kill. It really does come down to that. If they lose this mid exchange, you might as well put this one in favor of Renegades.
Oh, no. That's good. That's really good. Cloud9 have the man advantage now. There's no reason to contest, and that's why Stewie just wastes one of his smokes, backs onto the connector. He doesn't want to get a player coming out from underpass, quickly trading, and then Renegades are suddenly back in the the driving seat in a 4v4. So he just gives up that smoke, goes back into connector, plays it safe, and I like that. They know Cloud9 need to hold onto this man advantage, and look at the utility as well. This is something else they're lacking.
Absolutely. Renegades still have plenty of it, so they can actually throw a little bit of utility over here at B, maybe look to hold attention over here, maybe give a chance for one of their players coming up A ramp to catch someone rotating and get a frag. Could be a similar type of double fake situation to what we saw a few rounds ago, actually, just with a little bit less numbers in play. As it tries to go for the kill. They've done well enough, though, to keep 2 and B and pull a rotation, but now they're not really finding the entries on the A-bomb site.
That's so bad as well. Renegades, unfortunate, of course. I like the rotation from them, but it doesn't seem to be working out. Push in through the smoke and no time left. It's 7 seconds on the clock, and Nafly's nowhere near the bomb. He needs to go down, and he may as well. I mean, they have the money to fall back on. He tries to take players with him. Yeah, he goes down, not the end of the world, but either way, I mean, Renegades, I like the rotation, but losing that one player on B just solidifies Cloud9, rotating that third player off of the site, because they had 3 on B after the smokes went through, so assuming that player pushes up, gets a kill, Cloud9 keep 2 players there, the other players rotate through ramp, they get maybe an entry. Even if they don't get the entry, they still have the site, and Cloud9 don't have a lot of defense.
Naf almost made it okay when he got that entry, and then they cleared out the guy under balcony, but then I think it was Stewie who pushed the smoke CT spawn and got the bomb down, and so that kind of rectified it. And so now it's going to go all 30 rounds. We might be the overtime boys once more. 2 out of 3 games we've casted today went to OT, so we could be seeing it happen again. JK is doing his best to try to stop that, though. And so is Ustillo. They're doing great so far in this round. They could just clinch this.
You say that, though. What's happening here? Cloud9 pulling it back into their favor. And look at this connector split as well. While the smoke's down, Automatic can still do work here. The bomb is open, but Renegades need to get into favorable post plants because, again, it's open, but where for? Nafly sits towards the back of the site. They don't have control towards connector or jungle, so they can't really play the full potential of this post plant. No time for Azza to wrap, considering they're a man down, and he can't go back through the T-spawn, so they're going to have to sit together. No utility really to hold this one off, but so much for Cloud9. Nice peek, though, from Nafly. That's a massive kill. Takes it onto Rush and puts it back into a 2-on-2. Cloud9, they've got to move in quickly because the bomb is almost gone. And Tarek, another frag. It's all onto Azza. They stick it, but they line up, and he may do it. Oh, he misses. Tarek will find it, but it's no time for the defuse, and Renegades will take it. They'll go through the group stage here at iBUYPOWER Masters. They will be your first seed. Some would call it an upset. Some would call it expected, but that's the mystery of Renegades.
It's so fitting that last round comes down to the wire, because it's like the whole match was that way, right? I mean, you never felt confident that one team was definitely going to take it. Every time it seemed like someone was pulling out in front, there was always a response. I got to give props. So I think the most impressive adjustment we saw was those 2 rounds.